Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4. This is episode 4. Damn, okay. It's been 4 weeks. Yeah, welcome to episode 4 with myself, Alpha1Mike, on this lovely Friday night with another special guest. But before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell just so you can stay posted for our next video. And make sure to check out the swag website, a1mtactical.com, and hopefully there'll be a lot more coming up soon. But let's dive right into it again, as I said, and this is a horrible recording already, but I can edit it out. With Bulldozer from the Midgard team. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hello, mate. That's a hell of an intro, mate.
Yeah, I know. I keep losing track.
I love it.
It's embarrassing. It only gets better, right? Or worse?
Probably better, mate. Always better.
Probably better if it gets worse. I don't know. It depends on what people like. But yeah, man. Obviously, I know you by Ed, but you're known on the pitch as Bulldozer. But let us know a little bit more about yourself, and we'll start from there.
Yeah, so obviously through Instagram, most people know me as Bulldozer Actual. I say most people, we've just hit the big 600, so we're getting there. And yeah, play sort of round Suffolk, Norfolk, most of the time at battle stations. Yeah, like my mill sims, like my skirmishes, any form of throwing plastic balls at each other, I really don't mind.
Yeah. That seems to be an addiction of ours, isn't it?
Yeah.
On that note, so walk us through a bit of, your loadout. For those who don't know, I think I've picked up on it, and I've only met him, I think, a handful of times. Is that he's into his Gucci kind of gear? Am I right in saying that? You like
I like my Gucci stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't look cool, what's the point, eh?
Well, let's put it this way, right? I don't mind people that wear Gucci stuff, but don't be the type that wears Gucci stuff and then doesn't want to lie down on the ground because he doesn't want to get it dirty kind of person.
No, mate, it's not dirty. What's the point?
Right. You buy the stuff to use it properly, not just to go I'm pretty.
If you're going to buy it, you got to use it, right?
Yeah, exactly. You get to do that for 10 mintes in the safe zone at the beginning. That's enough time. After, just get in there, get dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Swim around in that mud. Go and hug someone else, just it's lovely. That mud swap.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, Gucci on a budget, some of the kit we've got is pretty cool. And some of it, it's cheap alternatives, but it looks just as good and it works for what we do.
Right, true. So from toy guns, as our OBS Rogue guest mentioned previously, you like shooting people with toy guns. What is your favourite toy gun in your arsenal?
So the main going to at the moment is, believe it or not, it's a WE Scar H.
Okay.
Go
on, tell us what you've done to it.
MREX rails, steel internals, got L-can, peg box, all kinds of stuff on it. It's got the ACR stock on it as well, so it's not just the old standard UGG boot.
Yeah, that's true. Nice. Okay. Do you ride it? Do you ride? Oh my god! Do you ride a sidearm? Probably when nobody's looking. But right, none of that. What's
talk about my Saturday nights.
What sidearm do you not caress whilst you're playing?
TM Glock 34, salient arm slotted on it, RMR.
Cool.
Gucci stuff.
Again, yeah. I think the comment of today will be Gucci. That's it. Right. Okay. So, how long have you been playing airsoft, buddy?
We've just passed 7 years.
Wow. Okay. So you've been playing it for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still trying. I'm baffled, right? I really am baffled because we've had Joshy on, we've had Rogue, we've had Badnade, and we've had you. And I mean, all of you, apart from myself and Rogue, you guys have got a good 20 odd years of experience between you guys, and you're only hitting 600 followers. What's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I like putting up my content. It may not appeal to everyone. I put up what I put up because I like it. If it hasn't got the following behind it, I don't mind. Just like sharing what I like.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. No, but I'm just saying, like, from my point is that I only started my Airsoft account at the beginning of this year, buddy.
All right, yeah.
And it's not, like I keep saying, like, the Airsoft community is awesome when it comes to support. So, guys, on that note, go straight to Bulldozer's Instagram, which will be somewhere on the screen, and go and give him a follow and give him a like. He's well deserved. He's got some awesome content on there, for sure. For sure. But yeah, so tell us what does the future look like for Airsoft for you, buddy?
That's a good question. I've done a couple of milsims. Well, I say a couple, a fair few milsims. We're looking into some serious MV at some point, but more milsims and I want to start sort of traveling around a bit more. I've been to a fair few sites, but nowhere really up north. Looking at up north and down towards sort of Cornwall way.
Right.
And that's going to be the main venture for the near future, at least, is to get around the country a bit more.
Yeah, I think all of us from London want to do that, right? Because it seems like we keep on going to the same sites all the time, and I think the whole point of this is to go and visit new lands and pillage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be great if we could all. I mean, I don't drive, right? I know how to drive, but apparently the law doesn't agree with me being behind a wheel for some reason. I can fly a plane, and I'm licensed to, but to drive a car, apparently that's too difficult for me. Right.
I've seen you Londoners drive, mate. I understand.
The Londoners don't drive. You've got public transport. That's the whole point. But yeah, I mean, it would be good if we could, it's like, if we could just grab a minibus or something and just put all our stuff in and just do a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a new site every day or something like that, or do something different. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've played at a fair few sites. I've been all the way across to Gloucester for Strike Force CQB. I've been down to Kent. I mean, I started off in Norwich, just above Norwich.
Right.
So I play originally, and now I'm just down the A11 at battle stations. That's sort of the regular. And obviously recently started venturing down to Splatoon and Airsoft Plantation a bit more.
Okay. Well, glad you did, because we wouldn't have met if you hadn't.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the sort of southeast coast has been sort of the majority of where I've been playing.
Right. So
yeah,
I mentioned it briefly. I don't think I've actually elaborated it, but then let's talk on the topic of teams, because I think you would be a good person to speak to. Obviously the others were as well, but it's because it's come up a few times. I think it's worth to kind of cover now. So, brain fart, right? Ed, so Ed, you're part of a team called Midgard, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm in that sort of recruitment process at the moment. They've got this process that you go through to, make sure that you're going to be a good for the team. You're honest. Your sportsmanship is up to scratch. That kind of thing.
Right. Extreme hazing and all that.
It goes through to the team, and then they turn around and go, "Yeah, we want him more." No, he's a waste of space.
Yeah.
So I'm in that limbo at the moment.
Cool.
It's looking promising, but I enjoy being part of a team. I've played for a couple of teams. I've had my own team before.
Yeah.
I've played solo a lot as well, and being part of a team is definitely a lot more fun.
Right. So I completely agree, but then I do not. It's weird because it's kind of like a controversial point of view, but I agree in teams, but I don't agree in people being like, a bit like just strict about it, saying like, well, you're in this team, you can't talk to anybody else or that kind of thing. Because the whole point of teams being created in the first place is just to build groups of friends, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's the awesome part. Like I've met so many people. It's weird because I don't think I can ever say I've been actually a part of any team. Even though when I started playing, I joined a team. Well, a team called GL Corp, which was my old boss at my last company. He's been playing airsoft for like 20 years, right? And he got
Yeah.
these badges made, and he never done anything with it. And I was like, dude, why don't I just start giving them out for you and see if people want to, like, you know, join the it wasn't join the team, but more like rep the badge. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's what happened. And then I ended up meeting Alex at AP once. And then I said, look, do you want a badge? And you can play with us every time we're up here as a sniper. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. And then he got to a point where he was like, oh, is it okay if I play with OBS and you know, with Midgard? I don't want to get in trouble. I was like, dude, we don't care, man. Just go and play. Like, you know, badges can come off and put on. It's like, you just collect them. It's a cool thing to do, I think.
Yeah, man, definitely. I've been part of teams who have been, you can't do this, and right. You can only do, can't do that. You have to wear this,
right?
And for some of it, you know, it was pretty good, but it didn't last long because it was too restrictive for what airsoft is to me. You know,
right.
You wear what you want. You know, you play how you want. You do what you want. All right, you play the game how you want to play the game.
True.
Whether that be part of a team, on your own, in your grandma's underwear, you know. As long as you're having a good time and being honest.
I'm quite happy to recruit you onto this, right? Me and Rogue in our last chat, I don't know if you watched that podcast, we did agree that the next game would be in a 2-2 or a morph suit or both, right? This is going to get serious, buddy.
I'm down for that.
There we go. I think we're going to have to count how many times we come to the respawn. That's one of the other KPIs we got
probably
measured.
got a 2-2 and not a morph suit.
Huh?
Is it bad that I've probably got a 2-2 but not a morph suit?
Mate, whatever floats your boat. I've got a lot worse in this house.
You're not wild.
Oh, it's hidden in the back of this dark closet. Right. But yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think like Midgard, if I have to be honest, I think Midgard are awesome. I know everybody that plays on the team and they're awesome people, including yourself. Absolute hoot to play with. But I think they're the first team. You're the first team that I've noticed that does, you know, like everybody wears exactly the same kit, loadout kind of stuff, instead of it being, you know, wear whatever the hell you want and at least be roughly this kind of color, you know, palette or whatever. But you guys have taken it to another level, and it's pretty cool actually. You don't see that.
Yeah, there is a requirement, which is nice, but it's only for, you know, specific days. So say if we're going to a game and we've labelled it as a team day, right? We'll all go, so we're wearing the same kit, right? Normal skirmish, you wear what you want. If we go as, you know, say 3 of us or whatever, and it's not something we want to call a team day, we just want to go out and have a shoot up. Yeah. It's a go along and wear what you want, but
why not? But that's I think that's cool, right? That is cool because I had this conversation. Actually, funny enough, I'm wearing a T-shirt. Task Force Podcast, go check them out. They have an awesome podcast. They're on the 2nd season now on YouTube, Twitch, and I think they're on something else as well. But shout out to them. They're the reason why I started doing podcasting. So awesome guys. Go and show them some support. But yeah, when I was on their podcast, when they kindly invited me, obviously me not knowing that there was a huge time difference, I was up at a stupid o'clock and they were enjoying the lovely weather in the States. Yeah, we spoke about, you know, what is the standard loadout, because they have this perception that, well, it's kind of true, but I haven't seen it that much anymore, to be fair. But when people get into airsoft, they go immediately for the SAS look, right? They go for that loadout perception. Or do they go for like the American Navy SEALs look? Like, is there kind of like a standard of what people are going for? Or is it just the case of most people just do like the PMC look and just get whatever kind of fits and, you know, goes with their gameplay kind of aspect?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like for me, it's what works. Mm-hmm. You know, I've had so much different sets of kit over the last 7 odd years. Mm-hmm. I've got it down to a point where I know what works. It's working for me at the moment. Will it change in the future? Probably. But at the moment, it works for me, and that's all I need. Works for me, and that's I don't need to worry about anyone else because it's not what they're wearing and not what they're running. So
you're currently is it standard for you the multicam, right?
Yeah, so the plate carrier is multicam.
Cool.
So is the belt. Most of the time I'm wearing M90K, so the Swedish desert camo.
Right.
Which, is sexy as fuck. If anyone says anything else, they're wrong. But it's hard won't agree with me, but
triggered.
We've just got ourselves some desert night camo as well because again it's Gucci as fuck.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I know you like your helmets as well and your builds and stuff. I think the only thing you really want now is NVG goggles, even though they're pointless for airsoft.
You get me triggered now, mate.
Triggered! I've got to get a sound effect, man. Just a little buzzer every time.
Yeah, mate. Helmet builds. Yeah, I love building helmets. It sounds outrageous.
I like helmets.
I like helmets. But yeah, helmet builds have always been fun. I'm trying to get myself into some decent comm setups as well at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I went nuts at the beginning when I first started playing, and I've got like 6 radios now, which I don't use. Yeah, well, the thing is, I bought 2, okay, just so that if I did have someone that I was playing with, even if I wasn't part of a team and we ended up getting on well, and I'm on the same team, I was like, dude, do you want to need the radio and we can talk to each other or something? So that's probably me begging for friends when I first started. And obviously I've met loads of players over the time. For example, a good friend of mine called Aaron, he had loads of stuff, and because of COVID and him losing work, he sold most of his stuff or gave most of his stuff away to the team members within that GL Corp group of people that I know, right? So he was like, dude, do you want the radios? And I was like, okay, I'll take that. So now I've got 6 radios. And when we played at, for example, the Favela games at Splatoon, I brought all of them just in case if people need it. Do you know what I mean? But it's not been... I've never been in a situation where we really need to have comms, if that makes sense, because we don't really veer off from each other when we're playing. We work pretty well together.
Yeah, I mean it's handy for milsims.
Yeah. See, I don't play milsim, so
when you've got that extra range between you. But apart from that, you'll struggle if I'm running comms at like a normal skirmish or whatever. Like you say, it's a completely different game. You're backwards and forwards. Most of the time, you've got a minute and a half before you're back in the game. You get a shot, you run off somewhere, you're back in. Most of your mates are 100 feet from where they were when you got shot.
Dude, I remember comms was the reason why I got shot so much. Like I remember at the beginning, I had one of those little, the police speaker clip things.
The speaker mics, yeah.
Yeah, the speaker mics, and I'm literally coming up behind someone, and then somebody's going, "They're all behind me," and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And it's just coming out of the fucking speaker, and I'm there trying to it's like I'm trying to look for my keys, but in my chest, I'm trying to fucking turn this thing off. Just giving my position away, and I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck it." Ended up giving up on that. So yeah, I just wear a radio for aesthetic now, just for the look, because I don't really use it.
Yeah, going back to that, what's the point if it doesn't look cool, man?
Yeah, I don't mind breaking it though.
Yeah,
don't mind breaking it. But yeah, I mean that's really it from that end. But yeah, I mean, what do you love about airsoft? That's a good question. Why airsoft and not paintball? Why airsoft and not fucking laser tag? Why airsoft and not fucking crochet or fucking I don't know abstract paintings? What? Tell me.
He's always interested in probably same response as most people. Interested in firearms and the military as a kid. Started watching YouTube videos of airsofters when I was like 12.
Right.
And just sort of developed a love from there. And The first game I went to was a woodland game. Had most of my own kit, thanks to Facebook Marketplace.
Nice.
And
this show is sponsored by Facebook Marketplace.
There are the social media platforms available, right? And everyone there was, like really welcoming and stuff like that, and it's stuck ever since.
That's cool. What was the what did you start off with? I'm curious. What was your gear back then? Was it like 3 layers of jumpers and a hoodie, or did you actually?
No,
have, like...
so it was classic DPM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to cadet days. Don't tell me you used your air cadet stuff. You did, didn't you? Oh no! When he said DPMs, I was like, okay, wait, hold on. He's an air cadet. Yeah, that's not what you're supposed to be using your uniform for, lad.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Webbing as well, and then I had a
Jesus.
What did I have? Oh, CM16, the classic start gun.
Okay. Was it
high
capper? I'm guessing.
Very, very quickly got sold after my first game day because it just had no range to it at all. So I ended up going straight onto a Toki Marui M14 full size one.
For a second gun. After how long of using the first one?
A single game.
Just
day.
one game. What?
Yeah.
That was definitely mummy and daddy's money.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
How old are you when you started?
17.
17. Oh, okay. You're a grown ass boy, I guess. Man child, as we like to call you.
Man child. Man, I was still shitting yellow at 17.
Okay. That's interesting actually. Because I mean, as much as TM how can I explain it without sounding wrong? I don't want to sound wrong or say anything wrong, but I think TM, or to go to have a gun that I think it's after you've played for at least a while, do you know what I mean? But to have it after one game, I mean, it's an awesome gun, but then it's a lot of gun for a starter, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
if that makes sense.
I had a couple of friends who I knew who were playing already, and they were kind enough to sort of let me mess around and have a couple of games with the guns that they've got.
Right. Okay, that's handy then.
This had just come up for sale at a site, and it was a good price, so I bought it straight away.
Cool. So how much did you pay for that?
It was more of a I want a new gun. This is for sale right in front of me. I'm going to buy it without knowing what I bought. Which is probably not the best way to buy things, but there we go.
How much did you pay for it, roughly?
I think it was 300
for a TM. That's not bad, actually. Well, it was second-hand, right?
Yeah, second-hand, but it had a scope on it. It had 2 scope mounts and a Tanio Cobra in a barrel, the twist in a barrel.
Okay, that's cool. Have you still got that gun? That's a good question. No.
God, no. I've been through.
He treated you so well at the start, and you just fucking gave him away. Fucking hell, mate. I can't say anything. I've bought so many guns, and I still use my first ever rifle.
Yeah.
So the one that you saw at AP is my first ever rifle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
no.
A Ditech SMR M4, and it was like, what can I get that's super cheap but good, relatively good, and I can put a scope on and start playing. And Raf, who worked at Bunker 51, I'm not sure if he still works there now, but he said, look, I've got this, and I looked at it and I was like, I'll take it, I'll have it. The scope nearly cost the same price as the freaking gun, to be fair. It's the accessories that cost the most, but then we know what we're in for, right? I guess the gun isn't never really the issue. It's everything else that goes on it.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got, I've got a £400 gun with 600 quid worth of accessories on it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I challenge anybody, or I'll challenge anybody that's watching this channel to actually be honest with themselves and quantify how much airsoft equipment they've got into sterling, or into their currency. And then I want to see if anybody's actually crying in the corner in a fetal position at some point.
Yeah, I buy guns and do it, mate. I drop 800 quid on a gun and just go, why the fuck have I done that?
Speaking of that, I've got one for you.
Yes, you have, and we'll get that sorted out soon.
Oh, he's still going for it after he made a statement. Oh no, I just got too many. Fair enough. He's a true collector. But I mean, after 7 years, I guess you have the right to be. I started collecting like 35 guns within the first month.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that every airsofter does. They play the first couple of games, they get the Yukara and just go
buy. Yeah, well, I said it before. It's like getting tattoos, buddy. You get one, and then you're going, I want another, and another, and another, and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, much to my mother's disgust.
Yeah, it's just easier to get rid of guns than tattoos, right? Tattoos hurt to get rid of. From speaking from experience. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool the fact that I think that's one of the cool things about airsoft, right? And let's be honest here, the difference between paintball or laser quest or whatever you want to call it and airsoft is that it's the closest thing to the real thing, and the fact that it allows you to experience that. You know what I mean? Holding a replica of a handgun or a sniper rifle, which you don't get every day, is pretty cool, and that's definitely the wow factor, right?
Yeah, definitely,
for sure.
And coming from like an interest in firearms and having worked with real firearms, worked for an RFD for a while, so I was getting decent hands-on experience with different kinds of firearms most days. Mm-hmm. It's never going to be exactly the same, but the similarities are there. And
but let's be real, right? Let's be real.
For the average Joe,
Ed, let's be real here, yeah, for sure, 100%. You've seen that video with the is it the Korean guy? I think he's Korean. He goes to America to see if he can transfer the airsoft skills into real firearms.
Like you, the Japanese kid who went
Japanese. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Let's be serious then. Yeah, it's not like the same thing, but the fact that they're so realistic, if anything does happen, which this country is not prepared for, by the way, because anybody can walk down the street and no one will say anything. 100%. I went, and this is a true story. I went to go and pick up my gun, my first ever rifle, at Bunker 51, and I was working at Tower 52 in Bank. Right, and I've got the hard case, I've got my gun in there, I've got 3 grenades in there, and a whole bag of BBs. And we have an X-ray machine at the front entrance, right?
Oh, mate.
Hold on. So all the security guards that work there know that I play airsoft and they know what it is. But on this lovely day, they had an 18-year-old kid who started his first ever security job, and they decided to go, "Is that the gun?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Can you put it through the machine so we can scare the shit out of this kid?" And I was like, okay. So we put it through, and I swear to God, he went to like 4 shades of white. I don't know what the fuck he knew what he was doing. Just didn't know how to react to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, people don't know. And the fact that you're able to do that, at least from a bare minimum, is you understand what you're dealing with in that sense.
Yeah, of course. And it's like with that video, it's never going to be, like we say, 100% right. But, you can translate skills and drills to and from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love the gas blowback stuff, and it is.
I wish we had shooting ranges in the UK like if it is in the States. I know we're not allowed to have sidearms. You're allowed to have a shotgun license or a rifle license if you're hunting and stuff, right? Or if you're doing competition shooting. You can join a shooting club.
If you've got a good enough reason in the eyes of the police to have a firearm, you can have one.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. We can't use it in the same manner as the US, right? So what I mean is, as a bare minimum, it would be cool to have, like a golf range, right? You get your lane, you get your balls, and you fire away as much as you want.
There are ranges in the UK for that.
Yeah, but not for what you think, dude. It's not as easy as you think either. Do you know what I mean? But I think that would be cool. That'd be awesome because it's a small community that does shooting as a sport.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
It's not that big at all. So that's why I think airsoft is awesome, because there's so many people that are getting into it. I mean, even today, I started my new job on Monday. Woohoo! After 6 months of being out of work due to COVID.
Mate, that would have been hell.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So I've been doing a lot of online training, which is obviously onboarding and HR stuff, as everybody knows, and pains. But you got to get it done. But I've also been on for the last 2 days, a call from 3 in the afternoon till 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. with the States, because they run their meeting during lunch, and obviously the time difference. So yeah, that's been draining in itself. But I mentioned in my they wanted me to send like an intro over the weekend so they could share with everybody in the company, and I literally went. Yeah. So I've done sales for blah 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 blah. Fun fact: I got a YouTube channel and a podcast, and I play airsoft. So every time I've jumped on the call, it's now been like, oh, okay. So what's the difference between airsoft, paintball, or I've done laser quest or laser tag, and I was like, okay, cool. So we had a nice conversation about it today, but I think it's going to happen where I'm going to have a lot of workmates coming over to one of our games, and we're going to punish them.
Yeah, just fish in a barrel, right?
I don't know. It's going to be fun. I might do like a little team building exercise, maybe. Get you guys to be the enemy, and we'll simulate them trying to clear buildings out and stuff. That'll be quite fun.
Character building, yeah.
Character building. This does not mean you get to switch that full auto button on, all right?
I understand.
Yeah. You see someone crying in the background. Oh, Jesus. Just Ed running around mag dumping. Oh, crap. But yeah, man. I mean, look, so we're coming up to, I'll say the half an hour mark, but we'll go on a bit. I might actually start turning these into about an hour, because time flies so quick. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you think would be worth covering regarding airsoft, or what you're doing now? How's COVID treating you, etc.?
How's COVID treating me? It's kept me in a job, so it's always quite handy.
Oh yeah, you work on an ambulance, don't you?
Yes, mate. Yeah, so I do a lot of critical transfers to and from hospitals. It's good fun.
Are you the one driving?
Yeah.
Fuck that! I'm not ever getting in that fucking ambulance, even if I'm at high risk. No. That's why you said you'd be home in 20 minutes. You got the fucking sirens on.
It's good fun, mate. Just help out. I mean, I was always looking at going into the forces and things like that. And got turned away a couple of times, and then
so you ended up going for the green pajamas and not the green combats.
Yeah. found myself going into healthcare, and
that's cool, though. That's very cool, and thank you for your service.
Behave.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for annoying us with that fucking noise down the street every once in a while. We know you don't use it for serious matters sometimes, just to get by.
Right. Late for dinner. That's what it is.
I'm late for lunch. See ya.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. How long have you been doing that for, then?
Nearly a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have to do any specific courses around that stuff, or was it more of we need someone who can drive fast?
So it's a 3-week driving course.
Okay.
And then for my company, because I work for a private ambulance company.
Right.
Ours is all sort of on job training.
Okay.
There's initial 4 weeks of training, and then it's all on the road.
Cool. Do you guys get kind of paramedic training as well as a basic, or is it just like a basic first aid course? Because
so
I'm curious.
We go to advanced life support.
Okay.
Which is like advanced airway management, that kind of thing.
Right. So you do get that basic training as well to help the paramedic that's on there with you if needed, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
And so a lot of the guys that I work with, they're just transport, so they take people in and out of hospital for appointments and things like that.
Glorified chauffeurs.
Yeah, mate. Glorified taxi drivers. And yeah, we've now having aspirations to go across the fully sort of front line.
Right.
Going out to people's houses and stuff like that. But yeah, just critical transfers to and from sort of hospital is good fun, because there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff that could go wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know what's going to happen, rather than you've got this information, you need to turn up at someone's house, figure out what's wrong with them,
right,
bring them into hospital, or leave them at home if they're well enough.
Yeah.
So it's all good experience.
That's
and
cool.
it can be very interesting at times.
I certainly bet. But that's awesome that you do that, right? So that's a massive thing for most, and I bet a lot of people appreciate what you do as well. Luckily, I've never been in that situation before. I have dealt with people on the streets that have been hit by transport and stuff. So I used to work on Ox Street years ago, as security and information, and there was always a junction next to Selfridges where people just get hit by buses left, right, and centre. It was always the same place, and I remember once giving CPR for about an hour before an ambulance arrived, and that was intense.
Yeah, it's London's a difficult place for healthcare as well.
It's a fucking death trap,
especially for London Ambulance Service. I mean, up here in quiet Suffolk, there's a lot of old ladies falling over and a lot of old blokes falling over, but nothing much interesting. Yes, there's you got RTCs and cardiac arrests and things like that, but there's nothing like London, where you've got stabbing, shootings, a much higher population density, so you're getting hundreds more calls a day.
Right.
And you stretched out resources left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, dude. I appreciate what you do. But God forbid I'm ever in your fucking car. But apart from that, we're good. We good. No, I can wait for another 20 minutes. I don't care if I'm bleeding profusely. I'm staying here. No, just kidding. But yeah, dude, look, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Even though we had our technical issues at the beginning. I've never tried to record audio from a phone. So this is new. We finally got there in the end. So that works. Well, we say that. I still haven't heard the recording of this video, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're going to send me a minute.
Imagine we've been here for 40 minutes and just no audio coming out of it, like... Fuck! But yeah, guys, look. Let's do this seriously. So look, make sure you like, subscribe, right? We've said that. It just lets me know, and these guys who are taking the time out of their day to join me as well, that you like what we're doing, and we'll keep on doing things like this. We might even do some more just podcasts about certain subjects, not with guests, but subjects, or even have the guests on and talk about specific topics that you guys want to listen to or know about. So please comment below if there are topics you want to talk about or you want me to cover with my guests. Make sure to hit the website for a1mtactical.com and check out the Instagram page. They will be all linked on this screen and in the comments below. But make sure to go and give some love for my boy, Bulldozer Actual. Again, it'll be on the screen for you to check out. And make sure you like and subscribe his channel as well. And you never know. If you guys are if you know you're at a site with us, right, and you're on the same pitch and you see us, don't be afraid to come over and say hello. The whole point of this game is a community thing. I mean, Bulldozer bites a little bit, but then again, he knows how to treat the wound, so we're sorted. You know what I mean?
Only bite where it doesn't show.
Just how I like it. Right. This is going to go south if we're not careful. Right. That's what she said. I need to stop. Oh, my God. Oh, right. So I think we're going to call it a night. But again, dude, I appreciate you joining me. You know I love you. I love all of you.
Appreciate the invite.
And yeah, we will be... I'm not sure if this is going to show, but we will be at... Well, I've actually now spoken to John at AP. Speaking of John, this Alpha1Mike beanie's coming to you, buddy. So this will be there for you on the 19th and the 20th. So I will be at Tower Airsoft on the 19th and Airsoft Plantation on the 20th. And I think you're going to be there as well, aren't you, Ed?
I'll be on the 19th, mate. I'm elsewhere on the 20th.
Oh, fair enough. Fucking traitor. Right. That's all right. All right, buddy. Well, look, have a great evening. Always a pleasure, buddy. And hopefully we'll have you on again for another chat about airsoft and more bullshit.
Yeah, see where I am in 6 months' time.
Well, hopefully I'm still here. Fingers crossed. I'm not in your ambulance.
Yeah, me too, eh?
Talk to you soon, buddy. Have a good night.
Yes, mate, you too.
Stop.